right, guys. I know this is a bit of a condensed special time for you, so I'm glad that you guys fit us in. If you're just finding it, like and subscribe. It was hard to get all this coordinated, and Thursday is a bit of a circus as well. We're trying to still coordinate if we're going to do a Thursday show, what kind of show we'll do. I think I will have some content out there. We just don't. Basically, it won't be a three-man show. We're still going to do our normal Friday show this time next week. So hopefully we'll get back to that Friday schedule again. But I'm glad you were able to join us this week. Again, with this week and then Thursday, it's going to kind of be a roller coaster. So I appreciate the time you spent with us. We're going to get on to the spread picks now. Our show pick was the Browns, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it win? Like we desperately need a show win, right? We need some morale because our show pick has been cursed, right? I think it's official now. It's been cursed.
It seems like when we try to get a consensus on a pick, it's just not something we're all. And then there's also the aspect of we're sort of playing against each other. So like I've told you guys, there's some weeks our show pick I didn't want to make it the show pick because I wanted to make that.
Yeah, I've done the same. So it is funny, but I do stand by the picks. Now I will say like that's just DFS in a nutshell. Because the first couple of weeks I was winning a ton. Now I'm on that downslope. So don't think that you're going nuts here. Like the NFL prediction markets are hard to predict, whether that's spreads, whether that's DFS. That's hopefully why we give you a combined player pool. And I really enjoy this exercise. So we can get on with it. I guess just quickly, why did we pick the Browns? It was the defense, right? Against the Raiders.
Yeah. Like I don't trust the Raiders offense, even at home. We've seen what they can do. They're pretty limited. Genty's solid, but like if Genty is the way you go, Cleveland can stop the run. That's what their defense is really, really good at.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think either offense is going to do much in this game, which means it's probably just going to be low scoring and close. So covering for 3.5 points is not a tough ask.
And
Cleveland still loses by a field goal.
Yeah, I will say Sanders did not look good, but he also was never anticipated to play in that game. He was playing a very tough defense. It was very motivated. It was kind of a havoc kind of situation. It wasn't built around him. I'm not saying he'll be a good quarterback, but I do expect his best showing will be this week. Like they've dedicated a whole game plan around him. I do think they'll try to mask what he's not good at to some extent. So it's not the worst play. And I actually think the offense of the Browns is getting healthier. They do look at least competent. I'm not so sure outside of Brock Bowers that the Raiders are even competent. Like they don't look good at all. They traded Myers away. I think this is a dead horse. So that we got that. Donnie, do you have the number generator?
Yes, I'm gonna go with number 60.
Okay, I'm literally filling out a worksheet right now. So what's the next number I'm supposed to fill in? That's going to be the number. That number happens to be the defensive pressure percentage produced by the New York Giants playing the Detroit Lions this week.
In that honor, I'll go with...
I'm sorry, with the defensive pressure. No, yeah. The defensive pressure produced by the Giants. Yes, okay, yeah. That means my number is 37. Well, 36.9, but 37.
All right, in that honor, I'll go with St. Brown's number. I'll go 14. I think you'll see a lot of him in that game as well.
73.
Well, we were way off the target there.
All right, what do we got?
Okay, so
I am going to be short and sweet and just say I want the Bears. 2.5. I think they're better than Pittsburgh. And Rudolph, I know it's getting around holiday season. Mason Rudolph, but I'm not doing it.
Is there a chance that Aaron Jones plays? Because I thought he was limping around or like kind of flirting with the idea that he might. But I don't think it matters, Johnny. I think the Bears are still better than the Steelers, especially with a gobbled up. If that's what we see. And we've already seen the best of Mason Rudolph. To your point, like it might be funny for the narrative, but I actually like that bet a lot.
So Chicago -2.5 is the number, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one thing I will say about the Bears, though, if I was to push back, is they've been extremely lucky on defense. They've gotten a lot of turnovers at very opportune times. I don't know if that continues, but I do think they're the better team.
Is it mine next or yours?
I think it's
Yours,
yours.
Joe.
Okay. That's a good one. Like the Chicago pick is a good play. I'm with you. I think Pittsburgh has kind of run its course this year in their defense. It's weird. I thought their defense would still be solid, and yet numbers say their defense has been pretty god-awful this year. I feel like that can fix itself, but the offense is just going to fall apart.
Highest paid defense in the league. By far.
Well, I mean, when you give Watt that money, it's going to happen. So I like the pick. I wish I could have had that pick. This week is a little tough for me. So while I'm trying to figure out my last one, I'm just going to take my homer pick. Give me Carolina +7.
I thought about it just because the 49ers can't generate any kind of pass rush at all.
They really don't have that much of a defense. Like Carolina should be able to put up points.
Yeah.
Bryce
7.5 here.
Efficiently, the offense is looking good. This is the second half of the year where Carolina's offense looks good. And this is a big game. Like, not only do you have McCaffrey against the Panthers at home on a Monday night, it's our only primetime game of the year. It's Bryce Young's show-out game.
It's true.
It's 7.5, by the way.
It is 7.5.
7.5. That's perfect. Like I think they'll be able to keep pace. Could they still lose this game? Yeah. But if Carolina wins this game, they're now firmly in the mix in the playoffs.
That's what I was going to say.
7-5 team with tiebreakers in the division and over the Niners and Green Bay. Green Bay. Like we will have tiebreakers over good playoff teams that are probably going to be in the wild card, and we'll beat 7-5.
Correct.
Like this is a big game for us.
I like the Panthers, and the only time I think the Panthers have looked really bad is when you get pressure on Young, and I don't think the 49ers are built to get any kind of pressure. We've seen Jacoby Brissett, lead the league in, completion percentage essentially against this defense. I don't see this being a problem. They should be able to cover 7.5. Do they win? I don't think they need to at that number. All right, so it's my pick, right?
Yes.
Yep. All right. Of course it was going to do that autofill towards time. I do believe once I get it back up, it will be Jacksonville 2.5 against the Cardinals. I think they've been a fantasy darling in terms of getting people there with Michael Wilson, and McBride's been revived with just throwing the ball around, and that's been a fun offense for fantasy points. But Jacksonville runs the ball. They have great time of possession. They have a very underrated defense. They have playoff aspirations. I think they're a lot better team than the Cardinals, laughably a lot better. I don't know why this number isn't more. In fact, I think it would be more if it wasn't the Jaguars, but they don't have the brand recognition as a good team. So that way, basically Vegas doesn't trust them. This is just a wrong number to me. I'll go that far.
You get a second one here, Logan?
Oh, that's right. I do good. Now, the Browns, to your point, would have been that's a perfect example of how that was my favorite actual play. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm not going to bet against a Hall of Famer already at this point, a MVP, a guy that I think probably should have already been in the playoffs, probably should have had this team in a better position Rice, if he didn't get suspended, would have had this team in a better position. I don't know what the hell is happening with him, but I trust the legacy of Andy Reid. Give me the Chiefs at 3.5 against the Colts. They have to have it. The Colts don't. The Colts also went international. They've done a lot of travel. They've kind of surprised people. And Daniel Jones has kind of regressed slightly based on what we saw earlier this year. He's kind of turned himself back into kind of that punkin mentality. So I feel pretty confident in taking the Chiefs, as much as you can be confident taking a bad team, but I just want to believe in the legacy one more time. Because they have to win this game. I mean, not mathematically. I guess they could make the playoffs if they.
They're a bad matchup. The Colts are an awful matchup for the Chiefs.
They are, but this is like a dynasty-saving game to me. Like I feel like if they're going to make that run, they have to have this one. So I'm going to be on it one more time.
I want.
Oh,
yeah.
Let him come back.
Yeah, I want to be on that, but man, that run game it's not working good for the Kansas City Chiefs.
It isn't, and that's what the Colts do give up. They give up that run game a lot, and can they exploit it with an aging Kareem Hunt? Yeah, Donnie's internet's going in and out. We'll wait for him to come back.
I mean, the Chiefs can't stop Jonathan Taylor. They can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost want to agree. Like, Taylor's in. The Chiefs don't stop. Like, they don't, like, really stuff runs. Like, you're able to sort of keep the offense moving on the run. That being said, I don't see Taylor breaking long runs in this game. So, like, it will be a slow, grinded-out game if Indy's just controlling it with Taylor. In which case, Kansas City can still cover. So I don't hate the play. But Kansas City's the one that needs, like Logan said, Kansas City needs to push. They need the win. They need to put up a big game to keep them in the playoffs and make themselves look good going into Thanksgiving.
And maybe Donnie's right that they can't, but if they can't, then they lose anyway. But I feel like this is a playoff game for them. It's not a playoff game for the Colts. That and I do feel like, to that point, Donnie, they're going to throw everything they got at Jonathan Taylor. It might not be enough, but I think they're going to force Daniel Jones to beat him. And I think we're going to see if he actually can. It could be a big Daniel Jones kind of one week because they have normally given it up to the passing game. So we'll see.
Now, again, we have to watch out because Thanksgiving is coming, like we mentioned. Kansas City plays in Dallas on Thursday.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not looking ahead and know that they need to win it. Andy Reid's a good enough coach to do that. The team I'd be more worried about with that would be like Cincinnati trying to actually play this week against New England and then not realizing they have Thursday night against Baltimore.
Yeah, that's still crazy.
Although that could be Burrow versus Lamar. I think that's what we're prepping for.
Yeah, they're talking about Burrow maybe this week. I don't think he will.
I think Burrow's going to full practice this week, but I think they'll still sit him and just like this. They're practicing him in this week because he's only going to get like one real practice next week before Thursday.
Yeah, I agree. But he
I think
wants to play.
He's getting in rhythm to play on Thursday, which is still like 2 weeks ahead of his schedule. We weren't expecting until middle of December.
Yeah, we could do another 20, 30 minutes on that because I just think that's a poor decision. I mean, maybe they have a slight mathematical chance at the playoffs, but it just feels like too much of a gamble to me to put your franchise on that kind of ice just to try to.
I can agree with you on that, but as an avid NBA watcher, I absolutely hate when teams do that kind of crap. Like, just play your freaking dudes. Like, I don't care if you don't have a chance at the playoffs. You're an NFL team. You have 7 more games. Try and win all 7 of those games.
I'm actually with you on that.
If you're not, then I don't even want to give you the like. I've been trying to think of a way to like. If I were running the NFL, first dictator thing I would do is I would make it so that you start losing draft capital if you tank at the end of the year.
Tank on purpose? I would actually.
If I think you're tanking on purpose, then I lock you in at the 12th pick. You can never get a top 10 pick. I don't care if you're the worst team in the league and you're 1-15.
I mean, I don't know how
if you blow those last 3 games to try to be the first pick, you're the 11th pick.
Yeah. The
We
problem
just
is,
need you like that. Like, I would do stuff like that. I would make it so that the teams that are trying to be bad don't get that top pick. So there's no reason for them to try to be bad. Like, I absolutely hate that. I hate it in NBA when guys just all of a sudden, you're not hurt, you didn't have a Q tag, there's nothing wrong with you, but you don't want to play in this game? You don't want to play 3 dudes in this game? You don't want to play Steph Curry on the back-to-back in Miami? You don't want to play Jimmy Butler in Miami? You don't want to play any of Miami guys to play either? It's like that one game, I think there's a deal. I think Miami made an under-the-table deal. We'll send you Jimmy Butler for pennies on the dollar. He will never play a game against the Miami Heat.
I mean, I actually agree with your sentiment. Now, logistically, it would be hard to like prove if someone's tanking. But my point about Burrow is just I don't think he's healthy. And maybe to your point, if he is healthy, get out there and play, try to be there for the team.
He'll be much better than Flacco or Browning. Like the games will be better games to watch.
Oh yeah,
and that's what they should worry about as the NFL. Is the product good?
I honestly I don't mind it, even though I still think it would be wrong if he's healthy. I just don't know if he is. And I think the NFL would push an injury guide to get those ratings that you're talking about. But just not to derail the show too much and turn this into
let me get my last pick. Let's review what we got right now, and then I'll put my pick in and Donnie's last pick, and then we'll get to the lineup builder. So we've got our show pick of Cleveland plus 3.5. We've got Donnie's first pick of Chicago minus 2.5. We've got my first pick of Carolina plus 7.5. Logan, I didn't write down your second pick. My bad. I guess I didn't write down your first pick. So you have KC minus 3.5, and then your other one was the Jacksonville, right?
It was Jacksonville. I'm insulted. You just think I'm going to lose. You're just marking me down for a loss.
No, I just completely forgot. I write these down every week. I just completely forgot. I was listening to you. I was doing my sheet in the background, and I wrote down Kansas City without realizing I didn't write down Jacksonville. Okay. This is a weird one because I think I'm going to take a heavy favorite. Again, I think some teams need to put up points and blow people out. So I'm going to take Baltimore minus, is it 13.5 up to?
It's 13.5 less I saw when I was loading in this morning.
Let's just see them destroy the Jets by 20. Like, why not?
These big numbers, I want to say like they're right, but every time I've tried to take them, bad things have happened. I remember trying to chase just how bad the Titans were earlier this year, and it didn't work out.
I'm tempted to take Detroit to cover too, but I also think that I would not be surprised if Jameis Winston and the Giants just all of a sudden in garbage time covered.
Yeah, and it was 10.5 earlier this week when they thought it might be Jackson Dart. Now, Donnie, I'm a bit worried what your pick might be here because you've been loving the primetime games, and Go already took a primetime game on you, so I'm not sure what you're going to do now. But
you want to take the Tampa game?
I've been eyeing this.
Oh no!
Give me the Saints at 2.5. I think that.
Oh, you are not a Cousins believer, I see.
That balloon for the Saints is like kind of flat, but the Falcons, there is no more balloon. It is popped. Everything in that building's gone. So give me the Saints to cover a divisional game.
Is it 2? Right?
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah. Wow, I have it even as low as 1.5 in places still.
Hey, that's why you check books, all books.
I heard
I have a site gives me multiple times. That's why I have to ask, what's the line on DK? Because I can see as high as 2.5, as low as 1.5.
And if you are a good bettor, by the way, you do have money in multiple books. But because we don't do this professionally, I don't always. In DraftKings, this is easier because we get onto the lineup builder, which we can do now if you guys are ready.
Yes.
Okay, let's. I actually like the builds this week. I know Donnie sent me a build earlier this week and was like, "Man, you can basically play whoever you want. Like you just like the." So I thought a lot of these builds came together. We haven't really got any big injury news. We do have Jacobs who could miss, as being a big pivotal point. So on Sunday morning, you might get a mass text from me basically saying, "Do you want to make any global swaps and those kind of things?" But I shouldn't do this way because they don't like it when I show the contest apparently. So we'll just pull this lineup up. We'll clear it out. And again, we always show you the results, but the idea is, hey, hopefully one of us gets you on a different play. Maybe I pick a guy you like, but then Gov picks a guy you absolutely hate. So then you see how it works. At the end of the draft, we then go through and kind of button it up and add any adjustments that make sense to it. Obviously, we don't take quarterback in the first pick. So with that being said, I think it's Gov's pick, right?
No, it would be yours, Logan.
Is it
No,
mine?
Logan, you get the first pick.
Okay, so my thing is like, do I just take my favorite value? Do I like plug in something in more the baseline level and see what you guys do with it?
Do you like a specific piece of chalk this week? Like, let's start there. What's the chalky plays for the week? So you're talking.
By the way, Godwin's expected to play today or tomorrow.
Yep, I'm getting projected. I'm looking like the chalky plays. It looks like are Gibbs, Bijan, Walker, and Chase Brown at running back. Looks like you're getting Devonta Smith, Michael Wilson, JSN, Amon-Ra, Jacoby Myers. It's basically your top wide receivers in ownership.
Since he's not on the main slate and you brought him up just quickly, would you feel comfortable playing Godwin in a showdown lineup, given that you would have to? I mean, it's a showdown, so like you're allocating a position where you need points. Coming off an injury, do you trust him right away?
Yeah.
If I know he's playing, yes, just because of the condensed nature of Tampa. Like, him coming back means great. Now Tampa can go through 3 guys instead of 2.
Yeah.
Because if Godwin weren't there, I'd only be playing Sean Tucker and Ibuka.
That's a good point. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the value guy that I don't think you guys will take. I think you guys might be mad at me, but it opens up a lot of salary, and you could even convince me that it's a different guy. But right now,
What position is it?
It's wide receiver at 80 Mitchell.
No.
He's basically min price, and he got 6 targets last week. Only caught one of them. Was
because he can't catch worth a shit. That's why Indy got rid of him.
He can't. Or
he speaks New York Jet football. He speaks it.
He does. Or was it Justin Fields' fault?
No.
John Mechie catches a goddamn touchdown. I'm gonna be so upset with this.
Now, I was just gonna say I will play Mechie because I love Mechie too. The story's great coming off of cancer. If you'd rather have Mechie, I'm okay taking Mechie as well. I just think
I'd rather have neither.
Just play DeAndre Hopkins. Just play DeAndre Hopkins.
No,
There's no Bateman. There's no Bateman. Play Hopkins.
I know that. But Hopkins got 4 targets. Mitchell got 6. He hasn't.
But Hopkins can catch, and Mitchell has the hands of my hands.
Yeah, I know. It's very theatrical.
And I had a cheap wide receiver to play, but like I don't want to play both of these. Oh.
Well, we always do.
Great start to the lineup, Logan. I'll give you that.
I tried to warn you that we always button this up afterward. You guys can convince me I'm wrong. But seriously, though, the 6 targets, the fact that he can get deep, yes, he's got to catch the ball, and I understand a wide receiver should be able to catch the ball, and that should not be my primary concern with a wide receiver. I understand. Hey, wide receiver, first goal, catch the ball, but 6 targets for that price, new quarterback.
So his target share doesn't matter.
I'm saying maybe Tyrod Taylor has some voodoo magic. Maybe he throws it a little softer, Donnie. Maybe it helps the hands,
Maybe he only throws it to Mason Taylor, and you don't need any of these tight ends, and you don't need any of these goddamn wide receivers.
That might be true. I don't know. I can't get off of Mitchell, man. He's been one of my
your golden goose.
Yeah, he has been. So
you got a broken egg, I'll give you that much.
It's okay, because I do like scrambled eggs too, Gov. Trust me, I can eat those. But I understand
I'm putting ketchup on this scrambled egg, because it ain't.
That's exactly why we do this, though. I knew I could throw in a name that would throw you guys off, but now we still have to build the lineup. And that's the beautiful thing about this exercise. And by the way, I've been losing, so I understand I need a win. I need a win, and I'm placing my money on Idiot Mitchell. I understand what I'm doing. But maybe that's why I'm losing. I don't know. But,
all right. With my pick, let's just get us a little more on track. You've definitely given us a low-owned play, so we can build the lineup however we really like. So,
by the way,
the
industry's talking about my pick. It's not that crazy.
And I'm seeing John Mechie pop in my projections before him.
Yeah,
people are thinking Mechie's
too.
the number 1 and A.D. Mitchell's the number 2 because of his talent. But
yeah.
I don't really like any part of that Jets offense outside of maybe Brees. Well, like I said, I think Baltimore blows them out.
Yeah.
So I'm not huge on any of that offense in any way. So I think for me, I'm just going to jam in some good chalk, and let's play Jahmyr Gibbs.
I like Gibbs a lot this week.
I like the Detroit running game. I think people are going to try to play Monty and be like smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
But Gibbs isn't coming off the 40-point game. He's coming off a normal game. If they do try to put up points in this game, I don't see any reason he can't just go off against the Giants. The Giants, on my sheet, it's one of the best spots on paper for a running back this week.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay with David Montgomery too, but David Montgomery to me is limited. I know you saved the money, but you need a certain game script, I feel like, to get David involved. I think the reason people want to play David Montgomery is they know that Sam Laporta is out. So the offense is going to get more concentrated. And Dan Campbell so far has went to guys he likes, like Jameson Williams. And he talked about this week getting David more involved as a 2 running back kind of head between having him and Gibbs out there at the same time. And they have done that more since Dan took over as a play caller. So I just think people assume that because Sam Laporta is going to be out, maybe they'll dump off more. But to my point as a Lions fan, like that might happen. But that to me that favors Gibbs. Like, and his game script, he basically cannot be off the field. Like if they get blown out, he's still on the field. Like if they do the blowing out, he's on the field. Like he is the explosive guy in the offense.
If they're down, he's the check down running back.
Exactly.
If they're up, they probably got up because of him running. Unless the only thing that hurts Gibbs as chalk is that a Goff double could still go off. Like without Laporta, now it is St. Brown, J-Mo, maybe Brock Wright or Tesla, but really it's St. Brown, J-Mo, Gibbs are your passing targets for
it is true, but we saw Jared Goff come off one of his worst games this last. If that happens, then we're off of it. You know, we don't got to worry if Jared bounces back because Jared could have a bad game, and Gibbs would actually probably benefit with all the screen passes and dump.
I would say if I wasn't playing Gibbs or Monty, I would probably want to try a Goff stack. I might have a Goff stack this week. We'll see.
Yeah, I might have one as well.
I haven't finalized my quarterback pool yet.
Yeah, the Lions are a really good team off of a loss. Like whenever the Lions get embarrassed, they usually respond. So, and they're playing the perfect team for it. Donnie, it's your pick, right? I think we lost him.
Yeah, we got a quick draw here. Two players back to back. Give me Travis Etienne. Give me AJ Brown.
I like the ETN play. I think people are going to be on, again, I think they're going to be smart and play Tootin instead of ETN. But from what I'm seeing, this isn't some, split backfield yet. This isn't Tootin's backfield to take. ETN has had a very good year. There's no, if, let's say there wasn't a rookie running back that everyone loved behind ETN, there is nothing that would say ETN's getting benched this year the way he's playing.
Yeah, he's been really, really good.
There's no reason to not keep giving ETN snaps. Tootin would have to be so amazing for you to just start easing him in. Or their coach is dumb, which I'm still out on. I don't know if Liam Cohn's actually a good coach.
I will say they're both off the injury report, but to your point, I think it's actually a good thing that you don't just run ETN up against a wall and try to act like he can be all these things. That allows him to do what he does best, which is to be a big part of that receiving game as well. I think that speaks to a lot of his value. He's under 6K, so it's not like you don't need 40 touches from the guy. You don't need a Jonathan Taylor workload. I have no problem with ETN there. The Cardinals have been a bad defense. They're injured. They've had trouble stopping things. You could definitely see ETN getting an explosive play.
Yeah. And then give some more PMR too with ETN and AJ Brown. Like I said, is my second.
AJ Brown. I'm seeing Devonta Smith pull some ownership because he's the one who's had a 20, a 22, a 36, and he's coming off a bad game against Detroit. 1 catch on 5 targets.
And this is my cause, my cleats week. He's using Jalen Hurts foundation. Jalen Hurts is using his charity. I don't know.
You think
I don't know. I don't know if there's any correlation to it, but
you think they're using a charity to get some goodwill, to get some like team, because they need some, man. It looked like they were about to have like a sitcom drag out kind of like live in the football field. So they need some good karma and some good energy. Now, you called me about this play, and I'm like, dude, I love AJ Brown's talent. I've loved him going back to Tennessee, but he worked his way out of there. I don't know, man. I'm like,
no, the Tennessee thing was a money issue, and the Tennessee didn't want to pay him.
I get that. I think we're playing the all potential lineup. We're playing like the not safe. We're gonna hope for the ultimate potential lineup.
You beat Dallas by passing, damn it.
Yeah, I mean,
you can definitely throw on Dallas, but like, you got to think about it. I think about it in a different way. It's like, what does Philly want to do? They want to run the ball. They want to just run the ball. They don't want to have to throw it at all.
Yeah.
Listen, if they don't throw it and they
will
lose,
let you do basically anything.
Yeah. If they don't throw it and they lose, that's even better. That's even more funny. So
you're going with, hey, they have to throw based on the metrics. If they don't, I'm willing to lose by 100 because it will just be comical how bad I am. I mean, I don't know if I like the logic there, Donnie, but it's something. Man, this lineup.
Let's see.
It's a couple of misfits.
Yeah, but it's not like there's plays that aren't being seen. Like, is ETN up here? Like, he's not pulling a lot of ownership, but he's still a solid play. Same thing with AJ Brown. Is he in my top owned? No. But is he right on the edge outside of it? Yeah.
Yeah. What I like is these are all like low owned guys that could take one opportunity like to the house. We've seen, AJ Brown's taken like a 60-yard pass to the house. I mean, obviously that's how Mitchell has to get there, right? Mitchell's probably not getting there on a bunch of volume. He's getting there on one 80-yard catch that he somehow catches with his toes and somehow lands on his feet somehow and runs to the end zone. Like, I do like the explosive nature of this lineup. Gibbs can obviously take it up the hole and be gone. It's your pick, right, Jeff?
Yes. I'm trying to look. The one spot I've been having the most trouble this week is quarterback.
I'm
just not sure where I'm going to go with it. Shador isn't a very good matchup, but like their offense just is not like Shador's in a good matchup. I'll give you that. It's hard to play anyone on Cleveland in their offense outside of Judkins. He's the only one getting the super good volume.
I think I am playing.
One thing the Raiders have been solid at is stopping the run. So I'm not heavy on Judkins this week.
I think I am playing some Sanders, man.
It's the same play as Gabriel at that 4,200. I'm sorry.
But Sanders runs more, and I think you can get away with doing more of a naked with Sanders because of his price and just hope he runs. Almost like a Justin Fields where you don't even need the game environment to be good. You don't even need him to be good. It's just he's going to get there on his own so much in unique ways at that price.
I mean, okay, we're just going to do it. Throw in Trevor Lawrence.
No!
That's a guy that
throw in T-Law.
That's a guy you just can't get off of, Gov. So you'll never convince me that Trevor Lawrence is a bad play.
And I think we already have him stacked up, so I don't even need to really put a pass catcher. ETN gets okay passing work.
I agree. If
If
Lawrence
you wanted to
gets
put in one of his pass catchers, Myers, or if is BTJ going to be back this week? Like, if we wanted to put in a pass catcher, we could.
the cheap one would be if Strange comes back, or if he's out, then it would be Johnny Mutt at like minimum.
I would never play a tight end outside of Strange. They are not using their tight ends with Strange gone. Johnny Mutt is not even like that. I'd rather play Brock Wright than Johnny Mutt.
Strange is a good price though if he does play, but then you have to trust that he's like, it's almost like Godwin's situation. You're trusting that he's coming back and getting to work, and I don't know if you could trust it. I actually like it compared with Travis Etienne quite a lot because if Etienne gets there, I think it's based on the receptions. I think the better runner is Tootin, if I'm being honest. But I
also think Tootin gets the red zone work. So if Etienne gets there, it's probably a long catch or a long run.
Right. But I do expect Etienne to get more work than Tootin, and I do expect him to be way more involved in the receiving
This
game.
could negatively correlate a little just because T-Law has some rushing upside in the red zone, has stolen some touchdowns, but if he doesn't steal the touch, if I'm expecting Tootin to be the red zone guy, then T-Law stealing touchdowns really hurts Tootin more than Etienne.
All right,
Logan, it's your 2 picks.
It's my 2 picks, right? Is there a position you would rather leave? Because I have options all across the board here. Like I have a running back, I have a wide receiver that I like, I have a tight end.
Just go with whatever.
Yeah, go with whatever. Because like we don't really need much like value, especially if we put in a cheaper tight end or a cheap defense. So just pick your 2 plays.
Okay, the guy that I think he didn't even have a bad game. I think Pickens just looked looked explosive. I would have thought about a Dak stack. I think I will have one. Give me CeeDee Lamb off of Donnie's Eagles pick because if we're already playing Brown in the fact that the Eagles will pass or probably need to pass, which will mean the game environment is actually going off towards a passing game, in my opinion. Whether either one of these teams gets blown out, I know CeeDee Lamb should be involved. And if CeeDee Lamb's involved, that probably means the Cowboys are up, which means maybe Brown gets there. So I feel like that one works well together. And then my other pick, I'm going to go with let's see. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm going to go with give me no. Give me I think we have enough money. Give me Brock Bowers.
Yeah, that works.
Yee.
I don't know why you want it, but it works.
No, I'm gonna change. I was debating. I almost said it. Give me Travis Kelce. I think they got to win. I think
I have a Kelce Lamb Brown lineup already in my personal. So
I was debating it. You guys didn't seem to like the Bowers. I'm teetering. Give me Travis Kelce. I feel like the Chiefs got to save the dynasty. They're gonna go back to the old tricks.
Gov, fill the flex.
I'm looking right now. Let's see.
Sadly, Derrick Henry's up to his regular price of almost $8K.
Yeah, I think he is a good price though.
I think he's properly priced. I'm playing him again. I played him so much this year.
This is tough. Like, I'll admit, this is actually tough because, like, so we have 8,700 left, right?
Yeah. I can save money. I could go to, like, the other receiver I was debating was Mooney, for example. So if you like that one better, we could swap that out and see what you like then.
I don't. The other cheap receiver is actually a few hundred more than A.D. Mitchell, but it's still in the 3K range. So, like, no.
The cheapest defense I'd be willing to play is 2,400, and that would leave us 64 for a player. That would be the Colts defense that I'd be looking at because
that's actually what I'm looking at right now is which defense would I rather play.
So if we
I don't love it, but I mean that's the cheapest I'd go.
Which is what we want to do. We want to build our favorite plays and then kind of build this lineup. So obviously, if we went with the Colts defense, just out of theory, then we would get off with Travis Kelce, right?
You don't have to. Kelce can get there on volume.
Yeah, I guess that's true. If Kelce does get there, it's probably on like eight catches. It's not one line.
8 for 80 is 16 points. I mean, but the Saints defense isn't bad. You like I said, I think they're at 2,500. Saints defense is very possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Saints win that game, and they're not going to do it scoring usually.
I might just yeah. See, this is a tough range. If I'm in that 6K range at flex, I'm like, this is not anything I really like. Like, there's some chalk plays we could just plug in.
Yeah, I'm okay if we
chalky running backs.
If we got off of Lamb and we went down to Pickens, I would be okay with that as well. I do think Lamb is better, but I don't think Pickens is like a terrible play. That would give us 1,000 more.
I kind of feel like the play's obvious. Yeah, I kind of feel like the play's obvious. I think there's one clear 6K flex guy.
So you would plug in the Colts, and what would you do, Don? Just curious.
I mean, I don't know what defense I'd use, but I know I'd play personally Rome. 6,100 against a bad defense.
What am I doing that? Yeah.
That's where I would personally go. I know. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It's hard for me to trust Rome in that offense at all, even against Pittsburgh. It's not an easy range, like really.
Yeah, I'll update the people slightly. David Njoku is going to play. He was on the injury report earlier. He's
J-Mo, home run guy. We already have Gibbs, so.
I mean, there's no problem running. If we think Detroit puts up points against the Giants, there's no reason running both.
Yeah, 2 Detroit guys should get there if they score the offense that we're projecting.
Another guy I actually really like in this range is Kamara. I think he could have his one good game of the year if they still give him that, 20 volume.
Oh, we wouldn't have to. We wouldn't even have to. We don't even have to pair it. I don't mind. 55. Way low.
He's fallen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And he got 20 touches last week. So, if you give Kamara the volume against Atlanta, he could have a solid game. But even then, now you have plenty of money for defense. So, it's a weird range. Could you go Rome and then cheaper defense? Yeah. Did you probably even get up to Chase Brown at the chalky running back and the cheaper defense? Yeah. If Jacobs is ruled out, you can go down to Emmanuel Wilson and play an even more expensive defense.
Yeah.
With that, just the Browns defense.
I was about to say chalky Browns defense in there.
Yeah, Browns defense.
All right. That's a lineup for sure.
It is.
It's not pretty, but hey.
What's the thing that you would change in this lineup if it was your own personal? Not even taking it to a bad play, just something that makes you kind of question, do we need to go here?
80 Mitchell.
That's fair. No,
I mean, it's fair. It would be the first thing I would change. I would probably go with a 2v2 off of AD Mitchell and Kamara.
Yeah.
My cheap receiver would probably be Luther Burden for Chicago, but again, not trusting Chicago that much. But if I get up to with the money we have, if you went up to Luther Burden, you'd have to go down $100 or two from Kamara, or $100 or two from Kelce, or $100 or two from CD.
We do have the money to go to John Mechie. Do you want to? Because it doesn't matter to me. I think both of the. I think it's basically a showcase of the young wide receivers. What do we have? I think Tyrod Taylor replacing Fields is basically can we get a quarterback in there to run an offense to see what we actually have? So I do think they're going to showcase their passing game with Taylor, with Mechie, with Mitchell. So if you guys like John Mechie more, I'm okay making that switch.
I don't think it actually matters.
I I mean, I kind of understand what he's saying there. I don't think it matters, but I would rather.
If you
Mechie,
think it's A.D. Mitchell,
but I don't.
then go
yeah,
for it. If you
yeah,
think it's Mitchie, then go for it. If you want to just not play Jets, then go for it.
Look, I've been losing. I've been losing, and I still want to believe in Mitchell. I'm a sucker for targets. I really am. And a guy that cheap with that many targets, he only needs like 8 points, right?
I mean,
I hate that thought. Like the more
I
play DFS, I absolutely hate that thought. No, he doesn't need just 8 points. He needs to be the top scoring 3K wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Regardless of what the point total is. It could be 15, 8, 20. If A.D. Mitchell is not like the one of the top 2 scorers below 4K, useless pick. Because there are sub 4K plays that will produce, even if it's just a value tight end or a different wide receiver.
Yeah. Devon Vele's 3,200. He's wide receiver number 2 at worst now. Probably
like there's a few other ones like
yeah. Tillman, who we liked a couple weeks ago, who actually got there last week. Gov wasn't here for the review. Got us 8 points. He's under 3K.
Hopkins gets a random touchdown. It's like, oh well, shoot. Lockett gets targets a bunch. He's 35.
They were even talking about it.
Calvin Austin, 37, could catch a deep one. 35 still for Lockett.
Yeah.
As what is clearly their number 1 wide receiver.
Well, I'm glad you kind of brought that up, Gov. This will be my last point. We'll close it if you guys don't got anything. But like they were talking about like last week with with Brissett and Michael Wilson basically getting there and like how they got there. And GM was talking about if you like the Mitchell play, you should actually probably just pair it with Tyrod Taylor and then go Mitchell and so go Mechie and Mitchell basically with Tyrod Taylor because that's so cheap. And if one of them gets there, then the offense is probably doing well. So I think maybe that might be why you also hate to play as well. I don't know. I just feel like it allows us to fit things in. I actually think this lineup is very balanced. It's just we played a lot of guys I feel like that underperformed this year that we didn't necessarily think would have underperformed. Like I want to say earlier in the year, Trevor Lawrence was like around 6K. Now, it's weird what they did with quarterbacks because they priced all the quarterbacks down. Even the high-priced quarterbacks are like, on average, like $500 or $600 cheaper than normal.
Well, no one's having that crazy MVP year either.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it makes the cheaper quarterbacks more attractive. I mean, we even talked about Sanders because he was like 4,200. That 4K range has become more and more appealing because you can take a cheap wide receiver and a cheap quarterback, and that combination of ownership and salary allows you to get to so much more. I think a lot of lineups last week, for example, had Puka in it that snowflaked, but because he fit so well with the Cardinal stack, a lot of people won like a lot of money with Puka snowflaking in their lineup, for example. It's just an interesting kind of game theory thing I've noticed recently. Is there anything else you guys want to mention before we get out of here?
Oh, that should be it.
Let's see.
How are you handling the Green Bay situation? I guess that's a big talking point that could evolve basically between this show and Sunday.
I'm not.
I'm just waiting on Jacobs' news. Like that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Like if he's fully out, then Wilson looks okay.
And you wouldn't play Jacobs trying to be contrarian in any way, or like you don't think he's a good player, right? Like that knee would just scare you.
Yeah, I'm not like looking at it. Like I could see playing Jacobs because it's actually not a bad spot, but I also don't see him having a ceiling game in this spot. So if I were to play it, I would want Jacobs to be out so I could get the value of Wilson.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like that game is just a value game. I don't think it's a ceiling game.
That's it. And if Wilson played, I would play the value, but I would have to know that Jacobs is out. I'm not even like even if they were like Jacobs is limited, I'm still off of the Wilson
if
play.
Sunday morning happens and they're like Jacobs is gonna test it out during warmups and see, I'm gonna plan on not having any of Jacobs or Wilson.
That's where I'm at. I need the out. I need Jacobs is not even touching the field today.
I want a Shefty bomb tonight saying Jacobs won't play. And then I'll have some Emmanuel Wilson. But I will still probably be underweight to Emmanuel Wilson in this matchup, considering it is just a volume play.
Yeah.
I don't see the ceiling in this game environment or from the player.
It's because Wilson doesn't open that much up for me. For example, I really like Kenneth Walker this week if you're going to take a chance, because he's a proven veteran who's gotten more work, who, because of his production this year, has been down in salary. I feel like he's at a really good price. I don't need Wilson so much this week. I would consider, though, if Jacobs is
Monty, Stevenson coming back. People are going to be weary on playing Henderson, and will Stevenson get a 50-50 workload? Hunt has been effective in Kansas City, but he's still just Kareem Hunt.
Right. You could see people getting to the Hunt play saying, like, all I need is a touchdown.
Walker's out. Charbonnet at 49 looks better against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like, there are going to be some good, solid, cheap running back plays.
Stevenson is a good play. He will get enough work to make it worth your ride.
That's what I mean. Like, Wilson in that range will be a very solid volume play.
Yeah.
Like, he'll probably, if Jacobs is out, he gets more volume than Monty. He gets more volume than Ramondre. He gets more volume than Monungai.
Which is why
probably get the same volume as Sharp if Walker was out.
Mondre should have 10 carries this week, and it will be goal line touches as well. So.
And I trust him as a veteran. That's my point, Daniel. Like, that's why I can't do Wilson unless Jacobs is 100% out, because I would rather trust a veteran like Stevenson to be like, well, all he needs is a nose in the end zone. It's the same with the Hunt play. It's like, yeah, we know Kansas City is going to score points.
But also for the Patriots, Booty's back, and then do they want to get him more involved where he's more important to the offense?
Could be. Is there any plays that we didn't talk about that you wanted to, Donnie, because we talked about Mitchell too much, or one of these nasty plays that made you play this week?
Not really. I haven't built more than one lineup yet. I think Shador is just a really good value play. Don't overthink sometimes. Like, you don't need to stack. You can naked it if you're just looking for points and you want to get up to superstars. It's not an awful play.
No, be fair. Do you want to believe in this Shador thing so much, or is it a price thing? Like, would you play Tyrod Taylor at the same price, or do you believe that Shador has like some unique ability at that price?
I think the big playability for Sanders is there compared to Gabriel where it wasn't. So, I mean, there's that. But yeah. I think the offense just sucks anyway. The team's not good, period.
To my point, he could be as bad as Tim Tebow throwing the ball, but we saw Tim Tebow get there because he ran so many gadget plays. He believed in himself. Sanders has that belief. Like, he thinks he's a superstar.
Shador's known for being accurate. He's not like an inconsistent accuracy.
I'm saying they're different, but like,
I didn't even realize, like, I've been looking at the slate mostly at the skill position players. So I didn't even realize, like, there's like 7 starting quarterbacks below 5K.
Yeah.
Like Sanders 42, Taylor 43, Show 44, Cousins 44, Cam Ward 45, Geno 45, Jameis Winston 46. Like,
quarterback scoring's down, though, to be fair.
Yeah, again, we've only seen the ceiling game, like one 30-point game from Lamar, one last week from Allen. Like, we haven't seen those high 30-point quarterback games this year. You're right. Even Hurts hasn't really had that. He's had one game at 20. No, he had one game at 30 against the Rams. Exactly.
To that point, the highest priced quarterback this week, Donnie's Drake May, is the highest priced quarterback. He hasn't got to 30 points at all in his career, I believe, or not this year. His highest, I want to say, is like 26 or 27. Now, I think he can get to 30, but that's
they haven't been forced to. I mean, they're fine with running the ball.
Exactly, and I think that's what's happening. A lot of the bad teams are forced to throw to stay in games, or forced to, like, the game environment favors Jacoby Brissett to throw as much as he did. It's not that he was a good play. He was so cheap, and he's going to throw 40 or 50 times. That's basically what JM was talking about a lot this week in 1 week season ago, was just like how much the cheap quarterback opens things up. It's not even that the quarterback itself is so good. It's like it allows you to basically plug in the other puzzle pieces around him that just make your lineup so good.
Here's a funny note that I'm just now noticing.
What's that?
Just scroll up a little bit so that we can see, like, the game list for on the screen. Go over to the Dallas and Philly game. How is there rain predicted in the Philly-Dallas game in the dome in Dallas? Unless Dallas is not a dome anymore, that I am aware of.
I think it's retractable.
It might be like Arizona, but even then, they're not going to retract it in the rain.
I just assumed it was in Philly if it was rain. Like, that was my...
Yeah, I was about to be like, oh, this must be in Philly. But no, it's listed like it's in Dallas. And I'm looking, oh, this game is in Dallas.
I guess technically the roof is retractable, so maybe they're showing us the weather based on like a computer.
So I'll let everyone know. I thought that was a glitch. There will be no weather in that Philly-Dallas game. Do not think that rain is going to change a thing.
They're showing domes here, so maybe that's just a computer.
That's what I mean. Like, when did Dallas not be a dome?
Yeah.
I thought they've been a dome for my entire existence of that stadium.
It is a good call. Like, I do love that kind of deep diving. Now, I do know Jerry has that retractable roof, so that might be why. Anything else?
Also, last thing. Put Etienne in the flex. Kamara in the running back. More expensive guy. Just saying.
Yeah, and they're both afternoon, so that works.
One is earlier than the other, right?
4:05 and 4:25, but they're still the 4 o'clock windows.
Yeah. Okay. Would that make sense? It would make more sense to leave Kamara in the flex, wouldn't it? Or no?
No. You want the more expensive late play.
True, but what it's
that 20 minutes will
that
make
20 minutes doesn't know. If you are making your late swap before 4:05.
Yeah.
If you're making another late swap between 4:05 and 4:25, you are doing too much.
I'm just saying that's why my brain did it. I'm not saying
like you'll have all your info of inactives for the late slate to make your late swaps by the 4:05 window for all 4 of those games.
Yeah, it does look prettier that way. I do like having the question mark closer to the top of the lineup.
Yeah. And again, Kamara could just be Wilson. It could be any other chalkier play in that 5K range. There will be running backs to play. But I thought that was a solid lineup, honestly.
I think that's it. Now, we don't have the hard out, so that didn't keep us quite on pace, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you can like and subscribe on the way out. I know a lot of you have given us that support recently. Our subscriber count has went up a lot. Again, this was just kind of a fun exercise. I started with my friends because we wanted a space to talk. We decided to record it. So this is supposed to be more organic. It's supposed to be just kind of 3 guys giving you their true player pools. Hopefully, though, you guys have liked it. We understand we're not the most professional show, but like I say, we try to give you the best information possible. We do keep it honest. We do review our slate. So we will try to do our normal reviews at a normal time. But this week, we are going to try to fit in a Thanksgiving slate at some point. So stay tuned for that. Until then, though, we'll see you later. Take care. Hopefully you build good lineups and at least make them smart. See you guys.
Peace out, everyone.